Okay, this is part two. I don't know how well this is going. As an aside, this Heidi Montag person, who I know nothing about, she's some kind of, I guess, some kind of Hollywood star kind of person or something. But it seems, and this is a good part too, that her husband was her manager, whatever in the hell that means. But when she got all these surgeries, she now has a new manager. Yep. Her new manager is a psychic. I'll tell you, it doesn't get much better than that. And the, of course, I had started out on the plastic surgery thing of changing ourselves to enhance our looks. At least in our eyes, we're enhancing our looks. And there's some other things that really tick me off too. And I might get some flack from this, and that's fine. As I said, I may not post this thing. Nails. Women's nails drive me insane. I remember 5 or 6 years ago, I guess the big nail kind of thing started, what, 10 or 15 years ago maybe? But I mean, you would go into these, and I'm going back 10 or 15 years when they were really bad, you know, when they were these talon-like things. I mean, literally like that. You know, women couldn't close their hands. And you go into these stores and they're trying to, you know, use the cash registers. And, I mean, you're wondering, what in the heck's going on? And, of course, even now, if I go in these restaurants and you see these people with these, you know, these nails on, I'm not trying to be whatever, but, I mean, how can they wash their hands and get their hands clean? I mean, for crying out loud. But you see these grotesque nails. And obviously there's an appeal because women wouldn't be spending, you know, billions of dollars a year or whatever they're spending on these nails. No, I'm not saying, you know, you shouldn't do something to your nails, but come on, you know, these guys that are out to here, you're walking around like this, you know, they can't even close your hands. I mean, what's up with that, you know? Well, since I'm ranting and raving, I'll just continue on. And what's the end result of the plastic surgery? You know, you often see these horror stories of where these women are permanently disfigured because, you know, the surgery goes bad or whatever. And also, when you undergo surgery of any kind, there's certain risks. You know what I mean? I mean, a poor fellow, I think it was Congressman Murtha, I believe, had the simplest of operations the other day and died. Now, I'm not saying people are dying from plastic surgery every day, but what I'm saying is that, you know, there's that inherent risk in the surgery itself. Lots of notes, no answers here. And where does it all end up? Look at Michael Jackson. I mean, the poor guy didn't even have a face, you know? And you say to yourself, you know, what's the motivation from these people? When they look in that mirror, what do they see? And what do they hope to see? Sheesh. And back on the plastic surgeons, you know, who would ever do something to a human being like whacking their face off. And you could also carry it over to dyeing your hair and stuff like that, you know. Lots of women, you know, dye their hair. Hey, please don't, if I do post this, don't get on me, but so bad on this stuff. But what's wrong with gray hair? I mean, really? Come on. I mean, that's just sort of the natural way of things, you know what I mean? You know, we get old, we get gray. You know, we start losing our hair. That's the way it is. So, I guess that's sort of it, and I don't know if I've made any points here or anything else. It's just that it seems like it would be healthier to use that word that we all use, that we would accept ourselves, you know, for who we are, and sort of go from there, you know, and people will either, you know, like you or not like you or whatever, and frankly, and I know I get it on this one, and I'm sorry, but frankly, if you're a woman and you feel as though your breasts need to be bigger so you can get some guy, I would think about that one. I mean, seriously. I mean, you want a guy who's only going to be interested because you have big boobs? Come on. Ladies. Well, while I'm acting like a jerk on all of this, I'll cover a couple of other things here too. Clothing is kind of interesting. Nowadays all the kids are running around, with their pants way down on their rear ends. You can see their rear ends and all that. And sometimes I look at these kids and I think, Jesus Christ, come on. What the hell's going on? Then I think back the way we dressed back in the, wait a minute, was that the 50s? Wait a minute. Yeah, let me see that. Yeah, back in the 50s, we used to, I remember my mom drove her nuts. We used to have these peg pants, you cut that seam out or something and make those pants come down. You could barely put them on if you took your shoes off, And then we had those goofy ducktail haircuts like Elvis had, I think. So, the irony of all of that is, I think typically what kids do is they want to follow these fads so that they will be different, and they end up all being the same, which is kind of a contradiction there. Might as well mention tattoos and body piercing and all that crap while I'm at it. I think that's a little different. I think sometimes we're doing it for like the shock value. Look what I've done to myself. I've run this bolt through my nose or something like that. But I think the tattoos are kind of interesting. We're trying to make, some of us are trying to make a statement, so to speak, what we, how we have ourselves tattooed. Okay, I didn't know this would last this long. Let me come back for one more session. Thanks, friend.